Ladies and gentlemen, the United States is entering the most turbulent stretch of weather seen so far this autumn. A powerful chain of storm systems, stretching all the way from the Pacific to the Atlantic, is now taking shape and is expected to sweep across nearly the entire country over the next 10 days. Meteorologists are calling this a parade of storms, when multiple large-scale systems move in rapid succession, each bringing its own hazards: tornadoes, hail, damaging winds, heavy rain, and even early-season snow and Arctic cold. This pattern will not only impact the lower 48 states but will also reach Alaska, the Caribbean, and parts of the North Atlantic, forming one of the most complex continental weather setups in recent years. Each storm will be followed by a surge of cold air dropping down from Canada, sharply lowering temperatures and signaling that winter may arrive earlier than expected. Let's begin in the Northeast, where a powerful nor'easter continues to batter the East Coast. The storm system offshore is feeding on cold air from the north and moist easterly winds from the Atlantic, producing wind gusts over 60 miles per hour and waves as high as 15 feet. Severe coastal flooding is ongoing from New Jersey up to Massachusetts. Many coastal roads are submerged, and tens of thousands of homes have lost power. Authorities in New York and New Jersey have declared states of emergency, urging residents to stay indoors and avoid low-lying areas. Notably, New York City's Columbus Day Parade has been canceled, only the third time in history. With two previous cancellations during the COVID-19 pandemic, power outages now exceed 61,000 homes across the region. With New Jersey hardest hit, the National Weather Service has issued storm warnings, high wind advisories, and coastal flood alerts all along the eastern seaboard. Rain will persist through tonight, adding another 2 to 4 inches in places. Temperatures have dropped into the low 50s Fahrenheit with a biting wind chill, making it feel much colder. Meanwhile, across the western United States, another storm system is surging inland from the Pacific, ushering in an extremely unsettled pattern. From California through Arizona, New Mexico, and Colorado, strong thunderstorms have already erupted. This setup is typical of seasonal transition periods, where cold northern air collides with warm, moist desert air, triggering instability. For Southern California, this is an unusual event. Over the next 24 hours, the region faces a marginal to slight risk of severe weather, including isolated tornadoes, hail, and damaging wind gusts. As the low-pressure system tracks northeastward, it will spread heavy rain and thunderstorms into New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, Oklahoma, and Kansas, with winds possibly exceeding 60 miles per hour. Meteorologists warn that by midweek, as this western disturbance merges with a cold front plunging south from Canada, a large-scale storm corridor will develop across the central United States, from the Great Plains through the Great Lakes. This setup could produce multiple days of severe thunderstorms and tornado activity between Wednesday and Sunday, forming what experts are calling a week of storms. The Storm Prediction Center has already issued a preliminary 15% severe weather zone for the weekend, which is likely to be upgraded as models converge. On Tuesday and Wednesday, severe weather will target California, Arizona, and western Texas. By Thursday and Friday, the threat shifts eastward to Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, Nebraska, and Arkansas, and by the weekend, storms are expected across Tennessee, Kentucky, and the Ohio Valley, where squall lines could deliver destructive winds, hail, and torrential rain. At the same time, in the far north, Alaska is bracing for its first major winter storms of the season. 3 consecutive systems will hit the state within a week, bringing heavy snow, blizzard conditions, and dangerous winds. The first storm, arriving Wednesday, will bring snow to western Alaska. The second, late in the week, will intensify as Arctic air collides with Pacific moisture, producing 6 to 12 inches of snow. The third, early next week, is forecast to be the strongest, gusting up to 70 miles per hour, dropping more than a foot of snow, and reducing visibility to near zero along the western coast. The National Weather Service has issued a high wind outlook showing a 40 to 60% probability of damaging winds between October 20th and 22nd. Residents are urged to stock supplies and limit travel. Behind these storms, a massive Canadian cold air mass will surge southward, fueling what forecasters are calling a storm train, a continuous conveyor belt of Pacific systems moving east across the Rockies and plains. This will bring repeated rounds of wind, rain, and snow, leaving little time for recovery between events. Mountain areas in Montana, Wyoming, and northern Colorado could see the season's first significant snowfall. While the Central Plains brace for temperature drops of 15 to 20 degrees Celsius below normal. Many experts say this is a clear sign that winter 2025-2026 could begin early and potentially feature above-average snowfall. Out over the Atlantic, the tropics are stirring again. While Tropical Storm Lorenzo spins harmlessly out to sea, a new tropical wave has just emerged off the coast of Africa. Forecast models indicate a chance of development into Tropical Storm Melissa within the next week to 10 days. Model guidance varies. The GFS brings the wave westward into the Caribbean, where warm waters above 86 degrees Fahrenheit could fuel intensification into a Category 1 or 2 hurricane. The European ECMWF keeps it weaker and farther south, possibly dissipating near Central America, and the Canadian model curves it northward toward Bermuda. Regardless of the scenario, meteorologists caution that the Western Caribbean's deep warm waters could allow any system entering that region to strengthen quickly. Even late in the hurricane season, the basin remains capable of producing dangerous storms. Temperature forecasts for the coming 10 days show strong regional contrasts. The Midwest and Northern Plains will experience a sharp cool down behind each front, while the South and Southeast remain temporarily warm ahead of the cold air. With highs reaching the upper 80s to low 90s Fahrenheit, the West Coast stays cool and cloudy, with highs in the 60s and 70s and scattered mountain snow. Longer-range outlooks suggest the U.S. could be entering a weak La Niña pattern, often associated with colder, drier conditions in the north and warmer, wetter conditions in the south during winter. This sequence of storms is a major test of preparedness for communities nationwide. With rain, wind, snow, and severe weather all unfolding simultaneously, officials urge residents to stay informed, have emergency supplies ready, and follow local warnings closely. Nature's power is formidable, but every storm also restores balance to the planet's climate system, reminding us of both its danger and its necessity. As we close today's report, we share an uplifting message of hope and resilience from 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verses 15 to 23. Rejoice always, pray without ceasing, and in every circumstance give thanks. May the God of peace keep your spirit, soul, and body blameless until the coming of our Lord. Stay strong, stay safe, and may peace be with you through the coming days of storms. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this update so others can stay informed. We'll continue to bring you the latest information as new data comes in from the National Weather Service and global models. Until next time, God bless you, and God bless America.